Hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my channel and to another limited edition exclusive STAMPtember collaboration. Today's collab is the highly anticipated Brutus Monroe collab. Super popular every year, sells out incredibly quickly every year, and I think this one will be no exception. This is the Treat Yourself stamp set, and there is a coordinating die set. And again, like all of the limited edition collaborations, these are one and done. When they sell out, they are not restocked. But the brands have so many products to choose from. Definitely worth checking out. I will have a link to the Brutus Monroe product line. Worth checking out. There's a lot. It's got a lot of different products. And yeah, one of my favorites is actually the Brutus Monroe stamp cleaner, which I'm going to show in a second. So I stamped these images with Simon's black premium dye ink onto Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock. And then, yeah, the Brutus Monroe stamp cleaner, the Squeaky Clean stamp cleaner. I've been using this stuff for years. You can get like refill bottles of it. It does come in an unscented version. I have just like the classic. It smells like the OG stamp cleaner from way back in the day. And I think Brutus Monroe does like seasonal scents too, but it's also comes in unscented. And all I do is I spray. I've got the little Hero Arts scrubber block, and I spray it with the cleaner, scrub my stamps, and then I have a second block that I have no cleaner on that I use to kind of soak up the excess. And that's basically what I do. My other stamp cleaner, the Ultra Clean, that stuff I only use when I really need to, like really stubborn inks, that kind of a thing. Because the Ultra Clean, if you're familiar with it, it leaves a bit of a residue. So Brutus Monroe stamp cleaner for the win. I like that stuff a lot. And like I said, I get the big, it's like an 8-ounce bottle, I think, something. It's like 6 or 8 ounces. I can't remember, but yeah, comes in a big refill bottle. So love the stuff. So anywho, I used Copic Markers to do all my coloring. That first little bit of coloring, I kept like real time, just, to prove that I do not move this quickly. Because if I could move this quickly, can you imagine how much I would get done? Even if it could only be temporary. If I could do house cleaning this fast and just like move on with my life every day, oh, how awesome would that be, But things like coloring, I enjoy the process. I really do. And yeah, you can always slow this down. I do recommend, though, if you're slowing videos down, you use the little like gear icon on the videos. It's in the bottom right corner, something like that. You can slow down videos and you can speed them up. But if you're slowing down a video, I kind of recommend that you don't just turn the sound off, because it'll sound really weird. Like me talking slowed down. That just reminds me of like an entire nightmare thread I had to deal with a few years ago because someone was accusing me of being drunk in my videos, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? Coming to figure out, I think in the end is she was playing my videos at like half speed. Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. I make cards on the internet, y'all. Sometimes it is pure insanity, the things I deal with. So, super sped up this coloring. The coloring was pretty basic. The thing I always very much enjoy about the Brutus Monroe STAMPtember sets is, for the last however many years, there's always like multiple seasons in one set. Like there's usually a fall image, a Halloween image, and then a winter or holiday image. And I just like that. I don't know why. And then it's always hard for me. I either have to do all three because my OCD starts to twitch, or I just have to pick one, because I don't have a lot of time. I'm doing tons of videos, but it's fun. And these images were so cute. And for the most part, you can just kind of use them as is. Like you don't have to use the ice cream cone. Also, I used just a white color pencil, just a Prismacolor pencil to do my highlights this time. Not really any rhyme or reason. I could have used my white gel pen. And then I was like, let's do something a little bit different. So the only real difference is with a white pencil, it's much softer, not as stark as a white gel pen. So, is what it is. That's what I decided to use this time, just to be a little different, I've been doing a lot of videos, doing a lot of coloring, trying out different things. So after I'd colored everything, I die cut it and set it aside. And then I embossed some panels of white cardstock using different embossing folders from Simon Says Stamp. This first embossing folder is the Mod Forest embossing folder. And all of these, I'm going to do kind of the blackout technique, which is where you flip it over to the back side so that the instead of the images being raised up, they are debossed or pressed in to the cardstock. And with this one, I took 3 different shades of Pawsitively saturated ink and some blending brushes and just lightly blended these over the trees. Not being neat about it, it honestly doesn't matter. And I used Sunbeam, Field, and Cheery inks. And then I took our dark ink pad. This time I used VersaFine Clair Pinecone ink. And you hold the ink pad flat. And you don't press very hard. And it will vary depending on the embossing folder. This one, because it has more open areas, like the trees themselves are more open, you're going to get a bit of ink on there. I was fine with that because this is just going to be a background. We're going to add splatter, all the things. But yeah, you just hold the ink pad flat. And then it just coats all of the flat areas of that cardstock. I've shown this in other videos, done it with different colors. It's just fun. So I did the exact same thing with my second panel. This one was the Cheery Snowflakes embossing folder. And same thing, I flipped it over so the raised edges facing my desk, and I have the flat side facing me. And that one I applied VersaFine Clair Arctic ink, and that ink pad was juicy. So it kind of oozed into places, but I went with it. It's just paper. I'm not too worried about it. The final one is the Droopy Web embossing folder, and I used the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, which that one is not juicy because I use that ink pad a lot. So took a little more elbow grease, but again, I was fine with it. And then you just got to let them dry because depending on the ink you use and how much you apply, it sometimes might take a while when you do that blackout technique. Yeah, again, I'm usually pretty heavy-handed, so I try to let them dry, especially if I'm using something like the VersaFine Clair, because those inks are an oil-based ink and they do take longer to dry, and I manage to smear them constantly, is what it is. So while those were drying, I stamped the insides of my card bases with those little main images with just lighter shades of ink. So I used that was Sprout ink for the apples. I'd use Peachy for the pumpkins. And then for my little snowman dude, I used Lilac. And I'm doing side fold A2 cards, which for me is like crazy. I always do top fold cards just out of habit. I get asked every once in a while, like, what's with the top fold? Honestly, we started doing it as makers that were posting like online content. We started doing top folding cards because they photographed easier. That was like the main reason. And then it just stuck because trying to take photos of side fold cards it gets really annoying. And back in the day, we didn't have all the options we have now for taking photos and light boxes, and just the sky's the limit now. But back in the olden times, we didn't have all those options, and trying to get a decent photo of your cards, top fold it hit the light nicer, and it was just a different sort of a thing. And then for me personally, I just prefer top fold cards. But I did these ones as side fold just to be a little different, and because of the way I want to add baker's twine. So after I'd stamped the insides, I adhered those panels to the card fronts. And then I took some low-tack tape and just rolled it up and stuck it inside each card just to tape the card closed so that they're not popped up a bit, to keep the splatter from getting all over the inside. I don't mind if it gets a little bit here and there, but, it just keeps things a little bit crisper. And then I put these 2 cards into my splat box. And I'm using Mowed Lawn Distress Paint to do some splatter. Because I was like, the green will work for both. It works for the Halloween one and it works for the fall themed card. So that just works. So I shook up that paint really well, stuck it on my palette, and then added a little bit of water to it just to thin it out a bit. And then did a pretty heavy amount of splatter on both of these cards. And then immediately cleaned this up because acrylic paint, distress paint, etc. dries permanent. You don't want to leave that in your brush. So I cleaned that up. And then for the Snowflake card, I used Dusty Concord Distress Paint. Same thing. Shook it up really well, watered it down a little bit, and then ended up having to add just a little smidge extra paint because I watered it down too much. So added just another little drop, and then I'll add splatter to this card. And then I added black splatter to all the cards because why not? Why not? You know, it's just fun. So for the black splatter, I used my black wash. Could have used black soot distress paint as well, but it's now become habit for me to just use the black wash. So I put that on my palette, thinned it out a little bit with water, and then splattered this card front, and then I splattered the other two as well, of course, with the black wash. And then had to set those aside to dry. And while they were drying, I white heat embossed 3 of the sentiments from the set onto black cardstock, and then I die cut them with the coordinating wafer dies. And if I didn't have the wafer dies, I would have just cut them like into rectangles, little sentiment strips, whatever. Other than the little snowman arms in this set, everything else is pretty easy to fussy cut if you didn't have the dies. And even the snowman arms, that would be the only part where you just have to be a little more finicky, but yeah, that's it. That was the other thing I really liked about this set. I was like, if I hadn't had the dies, I would have survived. I would have survived barely, but you know. So anywho, baker's twine. Wrap that around all these card fronts. Tied it in a bow. I did a purple twine for the Snowflake card. I did a yellow twine for the fall card. And then the Halloween card, I don't have a link for that twine because it is Doodlebug Halloween twine that I bought years ago that I hoard. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I bought it in 2011. Yeah, you got years ago. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize I had it that long. I've been hoarding it, okay? So props to me for using some of my Halloween twine. Anyway, for all my little characters, I pop them up with Big Mama foam tape. Most of this does hang off the card, so it also gives you an idea how big it is. These would work really well on a slimline card. Honestly, I just wasn't in the mood when I was making these. I just wasn't. I did so many slimline cards. I have not made a slimline card in forever, and I should have because it would have been cute, but I just went with it. I'll just stick these in a bigger envelope. It'll be fine. So for the Snowflake card, or Snowman card, I used the Snowflake frame wafer dies, just the individual snowflakes, and I die cut Simon's white glitter cardstock from those, and then just adhered them to add some little bling. And then I used the Autumn Leaves wafer dies with pale green glitter cardstock for the fall card, and I used the Bat Trio wafer dies with Tonic's Black Sapphire glitter cardstock to add extra dimension to all of these cards, and just gluing everything down with liquid glue. And then my final embellishment on all of these cards are some Pawsitively Dazzling gems. So the Snowman card gets some Lilac Pawsitively Dazzling gems. So I would just lay them out and then pick them up with my embellishment wand and adhere them into place. And then for the fall card, I used Sunbeam Pawsitively Dazzling gems. And same thing. Once I figure out a little like embellishment layout, I just kind of copy it on the next cards. Simple. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. And then for the Halloween one, I used the Mandarin Pawsitively Dazzling gems. And these just like finished it off. And if I'd had time, I would have added stickles. Those jack-o'-lanterns, those would have looked really cute with stickles. But you guys, I didn't have time. Didn't have time to add it, let alone let it dry. So that's the leaf die set. I love that die. I'm going to be using that one again. The Autumn Leaves wafer dies. I only used one die from the set and die cut those few little leaves from that pale green glitter cardstock. Love it. It's just that extra little sparkle. And then, on the insides of the cards, I stamped the other sentiments with just black ink right on top, and that finished off the insides. So we've got our snowman and the snowflakes, and then, the Halloween one, I used that Bat Trio wafer dies with the Black Sapphire glitter cardstock. These were so fun. So fun. All the splatter, all the things. So As always, everything I used, with the exception of that Halloween twine, will be listed and linked in the description box below the video, so you can check that out below if you are interested. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting. It lets the robot overlords know you like what you see, and I very much appreciate it because it does help. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!